Right. So I'm Mitchell in the community, better known as Mutsi. I've been working with NKN for a long time actually by now. I like tinkering with it, and I've built various apps in the last few years. And Novon is the latest one. So one of the challenges with Twitch and other streaming platforms is that you're entirely dependent on a company for you to distribute your streams. You don't have control over how it's delivered and what quality it's delivered. You will only have access to quality levels, for example, if you're an affiliate. Otherwise, they will not transcode your stream. So there's a lot of advantages to people that are established on the platform, not so much for new people, and you give away a lot of your ownership of your videos. In addition to that, you get a lot of ads, which is also not great. And on top of that, those kind of streaming platforms will also take your revenue. So the biggest issue for having to distribute your own stream is the bandwidth. So you can imagine a stream of 5,000 kilobits per second broadcasting to 1,000 people. No one can really do that without relying on data centers. But NKN has multicast technology, so I'm currently streaming my this video stream to a few nodes who then distribute it to all the clients that are currently watching. So even though my bandwidth cannot support 1,000 viewers, the NKN network can. So using multicast, I can reach a large audience while still having full control over the stream. I do not have any ads running, obviously. If people were to donate with their wallet in chat, I would receive the full NKN amount that they sent because I'm entirely running on my own devices, basically. I'm not relying on any company, and NKN is used to power the distribution. So that's really the ins and outs of how it works and why it works and why I built it.
Okay, cool. So, Mutsi, so you said you can support as many concurrent viewers as the network can support. So, because you are using your own home computer to do the live coding and transcoding and the streaming, but you do not have to send this message to thousands of people, right? So, have you ever kind of theoretically or practically tested how many concurrent viewer might be able to support in the current system?
Yes, currently that's on the order of a few thousand. So, and that's for a full 1080p, 60 FPS, 5,000 kilobit stream, which is pretty much the highest quality you can hope to get on Twitch. Yeah, I can reach that at some point. You can't just indefinitely multicast from one client to as many NKN nodes and endpoints as you want. So eventually you're gonna hit some kind of limit on your machine. You're gonna hit, for example, you need to sign your messages on the CPU, which is eventually a bottleneck. But there could be more clever ways of distributing even to reach an even broader audience. So if I have, for example, another computer, I can stream using NKN to that other computer and then having that fan out using multicast as well. So, most people have a phone, a few computers, so you could, in theory, use all of those to go up to maybe 10,000 or 20,000 viewers, which from just a handful of devices is pretty wild, really.
Yeah, and then on top of that, I was thinking about another idea. So I think you said probably one of the limitations on your computer because you need to sign the signature for maybe thousands of the destination addresses. But would that be possible? Elon is also, I think, on the live streaming session. So is that possible that somebody else can do the relay? I mean, kind of, I wouldn't say relaying, but somebody else can. Some of the members who are listening to live stream can help you live stream it to even more people. I don't know. So it's like a cascading kind of fanning out kind of solution instead of because I know your one machine at your home won't be able to support tens of thousands or millions of people, but can you do that? Do you think that's possible? Both for you and also for Elon. So Elon, if you are not on the live streaming, you can also type in the chat as well.
Right, at least from, in my opinion, that should be possible because it's in essence the same thing as using multiple computers on your own network, because currently I'm already streaming to a server I have running, and that's doing the actual broadcasting. So I would be able to send to multiple devices to do that, not just a single server or my own computer. they would just have to, there needs to be some kind of permission step where I would authorize them to distribute the content and send them the stream, and also have some way for viewers to either connect to my stream or to their restream, let's call it. And then, yeah, you can reach an
Oh,
even
okay.
broader audience, yeah.
Okay. I saw Yilun just joined. So do you want to add a few more flavors to this question? Yilun, please.
Hi, Ian,
Yeah,
thanks
I
for
would say it's
joining.
technically, hi, Mutsi. Yeah, very nice product. It has been working nicely for me. Yeah, I would say transcoding is technically quite easy for other people to do it because it like there are many op hardware that is optimized for it. I think we just need some like economic incentive to make it make sense in like not just the technical side.
Right.
Oh, okay. That's true. Wow. So while we talk, while Yilun talk, Mutsi is actually doing magic and adjusting the sea and make both our photo live stream look a little bit better as well. All right. So Yilun, so you have seen this product probably in the past and also now see it in real action. So do you have any kind of comments and feedbacks that what you like about it and what else we can improve upon it?
Um, So I would say the quality is much better than I expected, to be honest, because previously we have been mostly t testing it on audio, not much on the video side. Yeah, there are definitely lots of like other functions probably we can add compared to, let's say, Twitch or like traditional like live streaming providers. But yeah, it's a really nice start. And maybe we can probably try to collaborate with some of the crypto project when they are doing live Q&A. We can try to ask them to onboard like a Novum to use it for the live streaming and Q&A.
Okay, that sounds a good idea. Yeah, because I think it's really working so well and in terms of quality and smoothness. So I can tell there are 12 people live watching right now, but I think as Mutsi and Yulun said, it can support much larger audience as well. So I think maybe one of the other things typically like a crypto project needs is like a good support for the chat you already have and the emoji. I saw some of the people commenting you need to support emoji. And the other thing is maybe a recording functionality, but the recording functionality probably can be done independent of Nova, right? So if we the if the stream is actually based on some other the I mean the source of the stream from other software, then we can record on the source as well. So I don't think that's a problem, but maybe the screen capture we can record separately. So yeah.
Right, yeah. One of the nice things is that for an end user, it's pretty much like you're streaming with to Twitch or any other platform. It's just using OBS. So currently, I'm also recording from OBS, and you just get the full feature set and experience from, streaming to any other centralized service. So that's really neat to have. The only requirement is that you run a small Golang library. It's just a single executable with a configuration file for your stream, for your name, for the panels below the stream, to put some information, and then you can just stream from anywhere to that device and it will distribute it to NKN. So that's actually the gateway from OBS to NKN.
Yes. So I saw Yambo actually just send a message said he cannot look at the stream on the iPhone with using Safari browser. Are there any limitation on mobile viewing, or is that because if you use Chrome browser will work, or is just a limitation on the kind of mobile network? Just wondering. I'll open it on my Android phone as well, just to check on my side.
Right, I know that it works from Chrome on Android. That's what I've tested, and
Okay.
I think Chrome for iPhone should also work. Whether Safari doesn't work is surprising. I would imagine it should be able to get it to work because this is a widely supported codec.
Oh, okay. Let me check. While you guys talk, I'll check on my Android phone and see. Because I'm a poor guy, so I only have Android phone. So I will check on my Android phone. I don't have iPhone.
Fair enough. Yeah, Ian, do you have any questions? Otherwise, maybe I can also check what the chat is up to, see if they have any questions.
Oh, actually, yeah. On my Android phone, in Chrome, it works perfectly. No
Right.
problem. Yeah. So it's probably a Safari issue. So yeah, I'll text Yambo. So yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Chrome on the iPhone is basically still a Safari. So yeah,
Oh, okay.
I
That's the
won't.
difference.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's surprising that it wouldn't work. Maybe it's some kind of like more strict permission set that Safari has by default that the Chrome browser does not, which doesn't allow the NKN connection or something like that. I don't know what kind of error Jumbo is getting, or it's just not streaming.
He said it always offline. He was trying Wi-Fi and also cell phone coverage, but the Safari always stays offline.
Yes, it's
Maybe,
possible.
maybe the problem with connecting to the NK network, there are some limitation on the Safari browser, probably.
Could be that they're strict with that kind of connections.
Okay, yeah. All right, maybe let's look at the chat on the Novon to see if any questions. Let's have a look. Okay, there are some suggestions of feature suggestions and also suggest about Binance Q&A.
Yep.
Okay, they also ask can have more than two people stream at the same time like a conference. Um, so I think Mutsi can answer that while I look at the next question. Yeah.
So basically, how we're doing it now, yes, but the owner of the stream is a single entity, so it's a single NKN wallet that's associated with that, and that's also the wallet that people subscribe to actually receive the stream. But yeah, if you're using
Yeah.
something like OBS and Zoom or whatever to aggregate those streams in a single output stream, then you can have as many participants as you'd like. You know, now you have 3, it could be 10 or 20. It's not necessarily something I think the streaming service should be solving, but rather the hosts can aggregate as many streams as they would like, you know, as many sources, and then broadcast it. Yeah.
Okay. All right, the next question is okay, so there's also about how many people, similar question, how many people can join this type of stream, like a Zoom? I think there's a main difference, I think. So this is live streaming, so basically it's more like a broadcasting, so it's one way. So Zoom is more like conference call, it's two-way, right? So I think we already discussed with you in the past. So NKN network, especially the free version, right? So you need to have a relay network across many hops. So it's really great for live streaming that the latency is not like delay is not so critical because typical live streaming you kind of buffer for a few seconds and so it's not a problem. But if it's a live conversation like a live audio video calls like a Zoom conference calls, I think depends on your connection and the network condition. So the delay might be a little bit too long for some applications. So that's the reason I think this live streaming is really kind of the best use case for NKN, especially in terms of technology fit, what the network can do. So please, Mutsi and Yilun, please feel free to comment about the live streaming versus real-time communication.
Sure. Yeah.
but now we are having the both, right? I mean, because we are combining Zoom and Nova. So yeah, I think it would be a great. It's a good solution, yeah, to have both.
Right. It's true. Yeah, but having strictly real-time communications over NCAN, that was actually what I built before I built Novon. I built Noise. Um, and it was a fight to get the latency low enough to have natural human conversation, and that's also why I pivoted to live streaming, which I initially thought was going to be a way harder problem to solve. Of course, there's a lot of unique challenges with live streaming, transcoding video, broadcasting the chunks, etc. But there's a lot of overlap. But you're not so latency dependent here. So there's always going to be some inherent latency that you have to accept with videos, live streams, because of the segment length, of course. And comparatively, the NKN broadcast latency is insignificant. So here it's really, as Bruce said, really a best fit for the technology.
Yeah. So Elon, we also talk about this the two modes of the NKN, right? One is like you go through many hops but the data transmission is free. The other one is to go through like a dedicated relay hop. So only have one hop, but you have to pay. Do you think by using this more like a dedicated relay server will help with this real-time communication, or do you think it's a different thing?
Oh yeah, by using tuna, it's pretty viable to have real-time communication. The latency is pretty low. Yeah, the only
Okay.
issue is you have to pay, but yeah, no other issues, I would say.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let me look at the other questions. Oh yeah, there's an ongoing question. Is smart contract still a topic for NKN?
Yeah, I would say I think the current the current way we are solving it right now is by combining NKN with other chains that has smart contract capability. Because after these years of like we see the crypto space, we realize that like having a platform that is not specialized for smart contract won't benefit that much from having a smart contract. It will be like much beneficial in practice if we can combine NKN with other technologies that is focused on-chain to have a much better experience. Because let's say for now, the NKN network consists of nodes that are like we have lots of nodes, many one of the biggest network in the world, but single node performance is not that great compared to other like L1 platform. Actually, it's a lot different. So that means that if we focus on chain, the performance of NK network will be constrained by the single node performance. And also the latency will be I mean, for the transaction, we'll have around like 20 seconds late or around 10 seconds latency. That is kind of not optimal for L1 solution for now. It was okay maybe like a few years ago, but for now there are plenty of solutions that are tailored for this problem that has like thousands of DPS or even more and sub-second latency. Those network requires like really high single node performance in the network, which we don't have, and it doesn't align with our mission to have like millions of nodes in the network because there can't be that many high-end nodes in the network. So I think the best solution is to combine both, combine the strengths of the both, not the weakness of both.
Okay. Thank you. And maybe this is a good segue to talk about Solana, because we have announced a few months ago that we are planning to actually also support Solana. So first of all, I will talk a little bit about the kind of business or the project intention behind it, because I think there are a few reasons. Number one, lots of the DeepIn projects really kind of circling around the Solana ecosystem. So it's really a very healthy kind of deeping ecosystem there. That's number one. Number two, Solana itself, I think have been pretty active, and especially in terms of the community members and economic activities on the Solana blockchain as well. So that's the reason I think we explored this one, and we decided that's a good thing that will support Solana. So we will issue like an NKN token on the Solana. We're not increasing the total circulation number. It's just having like an alternative one on Solana as well. So it will be easier for the miners to maybe convert to Solana, and they can have all the support there. And also can enable the other way. So different projects on Solana can use their tokens or their to do an easy bridge and then to convert into NKN so they can use our NKN mainnet. So there's a few different reasons we do that. And also, I don't know if you want to chime in a few other reasons or considerations of the supporting Solana blockchain.
Oh yeah, another technical reason is that Solana is one of the few projects in the space that is using the same elliptical curve as NKN. So that basically means the NKN public key and private key pair is the same as the Solana key pair. But they do have like it's a different story if you use some of the like hierarchical wallet. But I mean fundamentally it's the same. So that makes things easier to convert between two chains.
Oh, okay. Okay, that sounds good. Okay, let's see what other things we can update everyone. There's some suggestions like about the AI and combination NKN. So I think you wrote a blog post about how we can enabling decentralized AI inference, especially. So do you have any thoughts about that? And just give people, maybe people haven't read the blog or forgot about it, but maybe you can tell us a bit the overall idea and how can that play out in the future?
Oh yeah, the idea is to use NKN for end-to-end communication between the device that needs inference and the device that provides inference. It's because a lot of the home computers, laptops, they have pretty decent GPU because they are built for games, right? But people are not playing games 24/7. So those like idle GPU would be ideal for inference. And since they are at like home, they don't have a like public IP address or allow inbound connection. So NKN would be ideal to communicate between two home devices. So yeah, that's the idea. So basically, we can for the solution we can use NKN tunnel or like a NConnect or like even the raw NKN SDK to communicate between multiple devices, one requesting the inference power and the other can respond with like model response. Yeah. Yeah, I'm also
Okay.
like like experimenting with other like combination, like how we can combine like the AI with NCAN because I'm pretty excited and interested about AI too. So yeah.
Yeah. So I think well, one of the things is really the barrier to entry to do the AI locally, run the AI model locally is really getting very low. Because I think like a half year ago I wrote a blog post based on my experience running a $350 like a mini PC, I mean brand new mini PC to run large language model inference. So you can run basically as long as you have enough memory, like 16 gigabytes or 32 gigabytes, which is pretty inexpensive nowadays, you can run between 7B to 7 billion parameter to 13 billion parameter large language model. And because nowadays, especially with the Meta's Llama 3.2, and so even small models with a good fine tuning, you will have really good performance, and they can do lots of things like a summarization and writing a poem and even factual related question pretty well. So I think that really enables people to have a small computer at home to do the inference and provide the API like AI inference services. So I mean cloud services. So that's actually another good point about running a server at home. So because today most of the NKN nodes are running on the cloud computer environment, and most of those cloud computer nodes are very low spec. I would say 1 gigabyte RAM and maybe 30 gigabytes of storage. And so, in a way, they will be perfect for running the networking part, but not possible. Typically, not possible to run the AI part. But if you run a node at home, and typically it's a small computer or something, right? So they should have enough kind of power to run some AI inference. So I think this is a possibility we should explore. And in addition, because NKN commercial is a kind of wrap around the NKN free software, it's already have the capability to push out these kind of applications as a container, like a little modules that you can run alongside the NKN node. So if we find a good AI model that is small enough and also good enough, we can also help people who don't know so much about AI to just provide that kind of NKN commercial module to run alongside NKN and provide the API service. So yeah, so those are actually will be interesting things to explore. Maybe not this year, because this year we're already full with a few things. Maybe early next year.
That sounds good.
All right, Mutsi.
I wanted to
Yeah,
ask you
let's have a
about.
look at the questions.
Actually, I
Go
also have
ahead.
a question for you, or for Elon. You speak a lot about inference, and from my understanding, I know very little about AI. I go to ChatGPT.com, ask a question, get an answer. I imagine that inference would mean that you install the black box that someone trained, such as Meta, on your machine, and it's the inference is taking input, giving output. So running the model rather than training the model, or can you describe what inference by itself really means? So what will your
Yes.
node be doing?
What you describe exactly inference. So
Okay.
we're not training or fine-tuning the model. We take a model that's already developed and we just run it. And just like you said, someone asks a question, we'll spit out the question and send back
Right.
over the NK network.
All right,
Yeah.
makes sense. That's good.
All right, let's look at the chat history to see if there's any other new questions. Okay, Mutsi, you have quite a few compliments. And let's see. Oh, HomeNet and satellite Web3. So maybe one at a time. So maybe HomeNet, you can start with HomeNet. I can talk about satellite after you.
Yeah, sure. Let me try if I can share screen here or something.
It should be, yeah, because the whole stream is, I think it's.
Yeah, you can see that like I'm running HomeNet right now. So it's it's working, and like the fundamental like the infrastructure part is working. Yeah, so basically my node is connected to the HomeNet validator and getting proof and like for each interval. So yeah, and the idea is to have NKN use it like the NKN node to have NKN node that is specialized for the HomeNet conditions, because currently, although we envision that we hope people can like build NKN on in our like in home environment, but the fact is that most of the people just use it on the cloud network. So as a result, like most of the NKN nodes in the currently are VPS node, and we are missing lots of many of the home network computer like network resources, and I think we can better utilize it. So that's why we're building the HomeNet. Basically, it's kind of the another version of the NK network, but it can only be used on the HomeNet. If you try to run it on the VPS or the proxy, you won't get any reward. Yeah, so that's the idea of HomeNet here.
Yeah, so I will add that. So HomeNet is really a to increase the yield for people who run the nodes at home, right? So the reason is home IP address have value. So they have like especially in terms of to get the accurate like e-commerce data and how to access like say Amazon and to get the price information. So there's lots of services that need a home IP address. So that's the reason the HomeNet. I don't know if you guys have heard about GetGrass. So GetGrass actually kind of pretty popular. So very similar idea as HomeNet. The only difference is what they want to do in the future is already possible today with NKN's HomeNet. So what they want to do is do like a proxy service at home using a home IP address, but NKN already can do that today. So I think the prototype is working, and we just need to find the best way to kind of launch into the community. I mean the larger world. And also, I think we were thinking about like we call it the NKN, the multiverse, right? So instead of just using an NKN token for the HomeNet and satellite, can we have a new token that somehow linked to the NKN token, but actually have its own life? So you can start building a new ecosystem. So that's so the new developers who want to build any new application, for example, Nova, can have their own ecosystem, but we have some kind of commercial connectivity to NKN because they are using NKN anyway. So that's another idea to experiment. To so okay, so that's about HomeNet, and the next one is satellite. So the satellite again is a similar stage. So we already have running prototype, and we have been testing over the Starlink connection for maybe at least more than 6 months or 10 months. So the idea is like this. So if you have a Starlink connectivity at home, so then you will run this small software, and then you'll be able to mine tokens. So uh, the it's very similar to HomeNet. HomeNet you prove you have an IP address, home IP address, and then the Starlink you prove you have a Starlink IP home IP Starlink IP address, and then you'll earn tokens for it. And again, that project will also probably have its own token and also have some connection with NKN. And NKN owners can stake or to become to earn the tokens on the HomeNet and also on the satellite this project. So actually, the name of the satellite project is called Nalaris. So Nalaris already have its own website and its own, I think, Discord as well. So those are the kind of updates about the HomeNet and satellite. Okay, the next question is, are there any plans to continue with N-Mobile development? And there have not been an update for a long time. So I don't know, if you want to take it, or I can also take that
Yeah,
as well.
we currently are focusing on like the Solana part for the resources. So, but in the long term, yeah, we do have plan to continue improving mobile. But the current mobile works nicely for us, and it can satisfy our like internal demand for communication. But having more functions to make it more like competing in the as a instant messenger would definitely be helpful in the future, I would say.
Yeah, I think the current N mobile already support voice recording, right? So you can send a voice message.
Yeah,
But I
not in
think
real time, but recording, yeah.
not, yeah, it's a recorded. So I think piggyback to earlier we discussed. So in current like a free format, the latency is a bit long for real-time communication because I think people have been asking about can we do uh, calls and video calls or audio calls on N mobile. So I think it's feasible, but uh, the free version, the latency might be a little bit too long. So that's the reason we haven't integrated like the noise into N mobile because of that reason. But I think other than that, if it's not uh, like a real-time communication, and mobile should be able to support pretty well. And as at least the privacy and confidentiality, I think is unraveled by any other messaging applications.
Right. If there are
All right,
more
let's have.
nodes distributed globally, would it also increase the chances that if you use the multi-client that you get a lower latency path? So if I want to connect to you, Bruce, with noise, I'm gonna, there's a big distance, but all the nodes are in your area pretty much, most are in east. There are very few nodes here in Europe. Does that mean that my path could be a lot more efficient if there were more nodes in this area, for example?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think, Yilun,
yeah,
please go
go
ahead.
ahead. Yeah, I would say, yeah, technically, yeah, it would be the performance would be better if there are more nodes in your area because that means there is a higher chance to find a path that is that has a much lower latency compared to now.
Right. So from my understanding, it's
Yeah.
still going to be very random which path is chosen. It's like has to do with the distributed hash table, quart, ring.
Yeah, yeah,
But
that's true.
but the more distributed the network is, the higher the likelihood that from the paths chosen you get a low latency path, right?
That's true.
So
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it
yeah,
could
that's right.
it could be it could be a lot better if there was just a better distribution, at least geographically. But yeah,
Yeah.
people can always test noise if they have questions about real-time communication. The website is still up, so anyone is free to test to see what they think of it. I can share it.
Yeah, we can actually send like a Twitter and also Discord and other messages again to remind people that the noise is still live and going well. So people are feel free to test it, and if it works for them, that's great. Uh, and also, uh, so back to this latency, how can we improve it? So if we move to like a more paid version, like if you actually pay NKN to get a dedicated tunnel with a tuner service, then I think the latency won't be an issue, right? And once the miners in the right location gets more like a nano pay because of they provide this tunnel service, then more miners will build they put their nodes in those areas, right? So once you have economic incentive, it's much easier. So it's not so much of a technology issue. It's more about how can we give people the incentive, the miner incentive to build the nodes in those areas. If it's all free, then they don't have as such a, and also if the nodes are more expensive in those areas, then they don't have that incentive. Yeah.
Right, yeah, but for Tuna you do need a desktop application, right? I imagine because it's some kind of hardware tunnel, virtual tunnel, that it can't just run from a browser, or is that not true?
No. Tuna, I think we have some app. N-Connect is built on Tuna. It's a desktop. It's a mobile app, so you don't need a desktop. You can run on in mobile,
But also
right,
for
Yeah,
Yilun?
but you
browser.
need a way to use a Golang SD and not browser, yeah, because Yeah, you need a way to run a Go SDK. So either a desktop or like a mobile app, but not a web app for now.
Right, right. Because that would also definitely lower the barrier to entry. Of course, the biggest entry the barrier will always be getting your first few NKNs, because of course you can do a ton of real-time communication for one NKN, but getting that one NKN is often the biggest the problem. Not so much the value of the cost of the actual communication, but just getting that first NKN. Especially people that aren't already registered with any exchanges, and it's kind of a big thing. There used to be a faucet, but that it's very hard to prevent people abusing a faucet. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we can also find some kind econo like a economical way of to incentivize people to use those services while don't have to pay actual money. So we can probably be more creative in terms of Web3 that how can both people who use this service as well as who the miners who provide this can both benefit from it. So there might be some tokenomics we can explore to enable that. Yeah.
Mm.
So because today it's a little bit barrier. If a normal people, you have to acquire NKN mainnet token in order to get this uh, higher quality real-time service.
Yeah,
It's a little bit too much barrier for normal people. Yeah.
I agree.
Okay, let's have a look at the other questions. This might be from Mutsi. Question is, would it be possible to test and compare Novon to other stream solutions and ask them in public, like on X, that so we have better technology or something? So that's one question and comment from the
Yeah, in theory, you can stream to multiple platforms at once, because the backend technology for Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and Novon is all exactly the same. It uses a RTMP server, if I'm correct, RTMP. So if you use any kind of application that can stream to multiple platforms at once, you can stream to Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and Novon at the same time, and really like A, B, C, D test, put them side by side, check the latency, check the quality, and yeah, that can definitely be done. It will be hard to get thousands of people to watch your stream to actually stress test on all those platforms at once, of course. But in terms of quality and
Mm,
latency, you can definitely do it, and I'm pretty confident that for latency, Twitch will at least out from Twitch, and quality as well. YouTube and Twitter live streams I don't really have too much experience with, but yeah, the latency is very low. Twitch does have a low latency mode, but it's still upwards of 6 to 8 seconds. And with Novon, you can get as low as roughly 4 to 5 seconds. So for
right.
more real-time interaction with streamers, I think Novon is already a better choice than something like Twitch. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. The next question I think is from Telegram. So, how hardware percentage can be taken from a transmitting node on the live stream?
You mean transmitting or like transcoding? Because for transmitting, it doesn't.
Transmitting node. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't take any, almost take nothing, because the network, the nodes, not like the computers now are pretty, the hardware are pretty optimized. So like just doing packet relay, it doesn't take much resources. I think it's a packet, it's a transcoding that is taking most of the like I would say CPU or so. And also on the sender side, like on Mozi's computer, I think that's a hardware bottleneck in this architecture for now.
Right,
Yeah.
but you
So I
only do
think
it
we can
once.
clarify the question. Yeah. Musi, please. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, so transcoding by far is the bigger workload, but you only do it once. Before, of course, you send the same chunks out to all the nodes. The second bottleneck will be signing all those messages before sending them to nodes for the validation on the nodes, and I guess for the signature that the nodes have to sign on proof of relay. That's one of the biggest bottlenecks for the streamer, if you have a large audience, of course. Yeah. But
Right.
like you said, like individual nodes, I think you need an insane, huge amounts of streams and viewers before any individual node will see any uptick in their CPU usage. They're just forwarding packages, and it's very widely distributed. It's not like one node is trying to, currently broadcast to 13 people. It's, I think, on the order of 100 nodes currently, or 200 nodes that I send chunks towards, and they will also further fan out. So the load is very distributed.
And also, if signing ever becomes a bottleneck, we can try to turning off the end-to-end encryption because it's a public stream anyway. So doing end-to-end encryption is not that beneficial, right? There's no private information here. Yeah.
Right, makes sense.
That's true.
And furthermore,
Yeah.
if we ever hit those limits, then we're doing really great work in the first place. I'd already be happy that we have a new problem to solve.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just summarize. So there are two types of nodes, right? So the sending computer, which is Mutsi has, who is the originator of the stream, that will bear the brunt of all the work, right? So in terms of transcoding and also signing messages, but all the intermediate relay nodes, for them the impact is very minimal, right? So they don't really care if it's a live streaming session or if it's just and mobile messages, right? For them, just data transmission. They don't have to transcode anything. So so that's the reason I think even though today we are saying like Mutsi's computer, home computer can probably support a few thousand streams, but in the network, the number should will be ridiculously large, right? So the network itself probably can support I don't know. Tens of thousands or millions of live stream sessions without any problem because of the distributed nature of the NKN network, and also each of the nodes have such insane amount of capacity, right? So that's won't be a problem unless we are the size of Twitch, but that's a different story. Yeah. Okay, I think we are already on the top of the hour. So even though we started a little bit late, but I think we have covered all the NKN updates as well as the Mutsi's nice Novon as well as noise. So actually, Mutsi, we should list all the kind of things you have done, right? Novon, noise, and also the NKN wallet, right? What's the name again? The wallet.
The wallet is
name.
Novio, the wallet extension. The voice app is Noise, and this is
Noise.
Novon.
Yeah. Novio. Yeah.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, but
Okay,
one
so we
thing-
should have a list of all your good stuff, and
right. And Tipbot is still one of my favorite apps. I use it a lot.
which one? NTip? Ah, okay,
The
in the Telegram
bot.
bot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, Mutsi is running a legal casino in the Telegram, in one of the Telegram group as well. So
That's
using NKN as the
invite only basis.
but I think he's based in EU, so they have probably more lenient regulations. Anyway, so I think that's probably a good conclusion to today's live streaming session, and I'm really glad we got to chat with Mutsi, and the Novan works perfectly. So thank you. And the initial delay was nothing to do with Novan. It's more about Mutsi's home computer have some weird thing with the audio routing. So
Right.
the Novan works perfectly from the beginning to the end. So that the delay wasn't related to that. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks a lot for joining and coming onto the stream live. It was a fun chat, and also everyone that watched. Thanks a lot for watching. Appreciate it. It was cool to see multiple people in here. I've been testing Nova on myself a lot, but can't just get 16 people on. So that was a lot of fun. Thank you also, for joining. And yeah, hopefully we can do Novon streams for other crypto projects, or at least for like AMAs for NKN, and see if we can take this a bit further in terms of usage, because it's always out there, but we need people to stream. Yeah.
Okay. So Yilun, do you have any closing thoughts before we finish for the day?
Yeah, I would like to thank Mutsi for building a novel because it's really nice to see NKN being used in action. And I really hope we can get more actions out of it. It has a potential to do a lot of things in the crypto space.
Yeah,
Thanks.
and also one more thing. So Mutsi, actually, you have been nominated and awarded the NKN Community Award for 2024.
Oh.
So Yeah, so we didn't tell you beforehand, just to want to give you a good, happy surprise, but now you know.
That is a happy surprise. Thank you very much. I'm honored to receive it.
All
Yeah,
right.
that's
Yeah.
great news.
So you will see the announcement in a couple of days.
Wow. All right. Thank you very much, all of you. That's
Okay.
great news.
Thank you. And thank you. And
Thanks so
bye
much, Shane.
right now.
Bye, everyone.